This is my bandsaw. There are many like it, but this is my bandsaw. To hold my bandsaw, I'm going to grab the handle, I'm going to grab the other handle here and not touch the trigger. This is how we carry it. One of the things you want to notice about these bandsaws is that some of them have grounded cords. If you have a grounded cord, you need a grounded extension cord. And make sure your extension cord and your cord have no nicks or frays in there, because if they do and it shocks you, it hurts. This extension cord, or excuse me, this cord does not have a ground on it. So make sure you have the appropriate extension cord with your bandsaw. Let's get cutting.
But wait, we need safety. Gloves, goggles, and
Steel-toed boots. What now?
Now we're going to talk about what we will be cutting. We got a piece of DOM tubing, piece of angle iron, and as well as flat iron. Before we can cut anything, we need to secure that to a sturdy surface. So we've secured this piece of wood to the table using C-clamps. And we've also secured our piece of angle iron to that wood using another C-clamp.
All right, so I'm ready to cut. Wait. Should we check our environment?
Yes, of course, we should check to make sure there's no other people, moving equipment, customers in the store. We want to make this our dedicated cutting area.
I think we're clear. What now?
Let's get cutting.
All right. Before I go to cut this, I want to make sure that my work area is clear, there are no people around. As you can tell, Kyle is on the opposite side of this table. There's a distance between us. The way this blade is going to move is that it's going to pull towards me. That way, if somebody's in front of me and the blade slings out, it's going to hit them. I want to keep the blade away from my body when I cut. That way, if anything binds up or hits, it doesn't hit me or drag back into me. This is going to cut through metal. It'll also cut through fingers and bones and everything else, and I don't want that. All right, so as I set it down, it's going to come onto the angle iron at a 45-degree angle. But before I start cutting, I just want to double check and think about what else I could cut accidentally. My cord, is my cord in a good place?
No, this is sitting on the table that we're cutting, so we want to throw this behind and on the floor.
Right, because if I cut the cord, I can't cut anything.
Right.
All right, so what else do I need? I've got my saw at an angle, 45. Do I need to push down?
No, we want to use the weight of the saw to push, essentially.
As it cuts?
Yes.
All right. My fence touches. My blade is about 1 inch off the metal. I let the saw get up to speed. Once the blade has stopped moving, it's safe to set down.
Now we want to clean up our area.
We've cut an angle iron. Now we're going to cut something round, a tube or a pipe. Do you have a tube or a pipe? Yes. Obviously, it won't clamp down. So how do we do this?
So we're going to use another trained Driveline employee.
Oh, let me get this out of the way here.
So now I'm going to set it down using the angle iron as sort of a jig to hold it. I'm going to keep my hands away from the cutting area because my hands are not what we're cutting.
Hopefully.
Yes. I want to make sure that I'm holding it with both hands just in case it decides to jump away from me.
All right. And as we look, we got at least 12 inches here between the cutting area and where his hand is. There should be more than enough space, but be mindful of it so that we don't have any inadvertent cuts. Once again, with the cut, about 1 inch off the metal as we start. I'm going to let the blade warm up to top speed and then drop it on. Sometimes the blade can bind, especially when you're cutting longer pieces. When that happens, you have to back the blade out. The easiest way to do that is to very gently depress the trigger and pull backwards. So you depress the trigger and pull backwards. To restart, align back into your cut. Make sure your fence is touching. Back up just a hair so there's no traction. Restart the trigger, let it get to speed, and cut again. Once the blade is stopped, then I set it down. Blade stopped. I'm going to grab my scrap. You don't have to clean up the tool when you put it away. There's a brush on there that will keep some of the debris off of it, but it is not necessary for you to clean it. That will be done on our end at fulfillment. So, unplug, collect your materials and your tools, and replace them into their proper
Box,
containers.
please. Throw it. Make sure that all items that came in the box go back with the tool when you pack it up to send it back.
One thing you're not going to have to mess with is putting the blade on. When you get this box, everything in it will be ready to go. You don't have to put the blade on. You don't have to mess with tension. You don't have to mess with the speed. Take it out. Make sure the cord's good. Make sure your work area is secure, and you're good to go.
So what if I get the tool and the blade is not?
All right, if there's an issue with the blade, you can contact safety@drivelineretail.com. Or you can contact your manager, or you can contact fulfillment@drivelineretail.com. Either one of those will find a solution and get you taken care of.